It's DJ Baby Blue Diamond with you three, and we have a special guest that's a long time coming. So make sure you stay tuned and find out.
You three, live from the underground.
We're here with another episode of You3, and we have a special guest in the building, DiversiD. What up, what up?
What's good? How you doing?
It's been a long time coming.
Long time coming.
This your first time on You3, right?
We did the interviews during
COVID, but face to face.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
Appreciate
how
you
you
having
been? How you been?
Good.
So we were talking about the first time we met each other, Limelight.
Yeah, I think it was Limelight.
Hypnotic the DJ was DJing. You released the album. Do you remember what album it was?
It was called Last Hiatus.
Last Hiatus.
Yeah.
You made shirts for that because I have a shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And ever since then, boom.
Yeah, that was a project. You know, you take a long time to do something, and when you're finally like done with it, you kind of like don't have the same love for it because it just took so long.
Yeah.
You're already on the next. It's kind of what that was. And I had the whole merch around it too, and I was like, man, I have merch around a project that I don't even have the same love for. But I really liked how the merch, because I designed it.
Yeah.
But it was a good time.
How'd you get that name title for the album?
Last Hiatus. In making it, there's a lot of breaks, a lot of like stops, a lot of times of me just falling off from it. So I was like, man, you know what, this time this is the last like little break I'm gonna have. And on the cool, that really was. I think about it. I used to have a lot of like, not fall offs, but I'm always working on something. Just I wasn't working in the way that people could see.
Exactly.
So when you're behind the scenes, everybody's working, everybody's doing something with their time.
But they don't know.
Right. And I just got better at showing what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And you know, people watching, the consistency always stands out. So it's been different since, really.
What's your favorite What's your favorite track from that album or project? 'Cause I know you say you fell out of love with it, so it's kind of.
From that one, I don't even listen to it. I don't
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What motivated you to finish it? Because like you said, you was working on it for a while. You was like, man, I'm kind of over it.
At that time, music shifted.
Yeah.
So like what was popular, kind of, remember when Migos first was like, it was kind of around that time. So like a lot of everybody's music was changing to that. And then so some of the songs I had, they were cool ideas, and they were like, oh, this is a good song, or this verse is good, but like the beats don't sound the same as what new beats sound like.
Yeah.
So instead of me getting new beats and trying to make them current, I just recorded with better delivery still to the old beats, because there were ideas that I didn't want to finish. Like art, whenever you're painting and you don't finish it, like it still sits there. So I just wanted to complete it. And then once I finally did, it was like a proving thing to myself. But then I knew I was just gonna do everything else right after.
Were you ever concerned? Because like you said, the Migos came out, that sound, it was a new sound. Mm-hmm. Were you ever concerned that, hey, people are not going to want to listen to me anymore because I'm very different? Because you don't conform with the new sound that's coming out. Yeah, people doing that fast, whatever, mumble rap, and you're like, nah, I'm going to stick to the, you know, the lyrics, the lyricism. I'm going to stick to my sound. Were you ever concerned like, hey, should I still release it? Should I push it back?
Not really, because when everybody divided.
Yeah.
Because back then it was, oh, that's mumble rap. Or it's, oh, that's...
I don't like it. And some people do like it.
I didn't do that. I went into it. So I went back to their first project. I was listening to everybody else who they call it mumble rap. And I studied it. So I understood a lot of it. But I also knew that that's when SoundCloud was a big thing. So you had all the SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah.
going. So then people who didn't put as much art into the art, or, you know what I mean, thought into the art, it's just their vibe and their personality is really what people are attracted to. So for me, I was like, I understood it all to where I can incorporate some of those things in what I was doing. And still, I just can adapt. So I never really worried about it. And when people were trying to put it in a box. I was in the box with them and outside the box.
That makes sense. Yeah. Now, you was one of the few artists who started that when you drop the album, you do the album release, and then you have merch. Not too many artists was doing that. Now you see a lot of people doing that. Do you feel like you kind of started that a little bit?
No way, no.
Just a little
people
bit.
been doing merch a long time. I remember.
But not with album releases.
With album release,
they do it to promote their brand, but almost every album you kind of put out, you kind of.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm sure somebody else did it, but
locally, I meant not like.
Yeah.
You kind of. I feel like you kind of started that.
I don't know. I'm sure somebody's watching. Like, hell no, I did it, but I know that I just always see things through, and I think things from the start to the end.
Yeah.
So for me, it's always I gotta bring something with something. Like it's kind of like you perform or you go to do a show and people want a big crowd, but then if they have a big crowd, what are you gonna do with the big crowd? Are you gonna talk to the crowd? You're gonna convert the crowd. A lot of people don't. They just think of what's in front of them. And for me, I always been on some. I need something to connect to something else. And I've always been like that.
How did you link up with DJ AR and Loud Society? How did that happen?
So DJ AR is managing me.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, while we were promoting All About Growth, she was doing Loud City Society. And
almost wore my shirt today.
No? Oh, yeah.
The red one. Have the red one.
Yeah. So they both were able to kind of make their noise the same way.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit different in direction, but at one point, it kind of just made sense because the team was growing with Loud City.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know what, like everybody's kind of pouring into me just because I'm active like this and doing this, but I'm like, let's just all push Loud City. So we've just been growing since, and we throw a lot of events. We do a lot for the artists, so it's easy to stand behind because people stand behind us.
Exactly. So y'all started off, like we mentioned earlier, at Honjo's, downtown San Antonio, I remember, and the open mics went from having a few acts to now having a lot of people, and I feel like you guys changed the perception of open mics because, you know, people hear open mic, they automatically assume nobody's up there just singing karaoke style. They think open mics is not the same, and y'all make it seem like, no, it's different. How did y'all do that? What makes your open mics different from other open mics where people want to come out and perform? Because I've seen pictures, I've seen videos. Y'all have crowds on like a Tuesday or Wednesday where people normally work. True.
I think a big part of it for me is whenever you have like a platform that you believe in, right? You get excited about it because if you're excited about it, people will be excited for you.
Exactly.
And then like when it comes to like connecting people, you know who to invite that's gonna make the party feel like a party. So the people that we knew that like going to regular events, a lot of them were artists. And some of them that weren't artists like the artist community. So for us, it was really easy to just invite the people that we knew and that already show love to our other events. And then a lot of times you can only give so many people a platform.
Exactly.
You can only have so many acts a night. And people always talk about, oh, they want to be on shows, they want to be on events, but whenever somebody comes out and they're in your face showing you love, those are the people you see. So once we started doing these open mics, the first one that we did, the one Loud Locals, the one that we're doing now.
That's at the Fuel Bar, right?
That was at Fuel Bar. We just did our 11th one at Lex Lounge last month.
February?
January.
January, okay.
Yeah, end of January. And with that, like it just keeps growing. But the very first one that we did, we had 35 acts. So that alone is a decent amount of people in the room.
It is.
But then the people we bring, the people that were at the bar already, those events are free. So just the environment, like if you ever go to one of those, you'll feel like you're at a house party. A lot of people that go to these events, they don't go to clubs. They're not club goers. They're not turning up and getting sections and stuff. So it's kind of like a home base for them. And a lot of our events just feel like that. And the environment's growing, and the people that connect to us know that we care about the artists. So it just naturally gets bigger and bigger.
Being that you are an artist, of course, AR is a DJ, and y'all get to see that side of the music industry, and then being promoters, y'all see that side of it. I know that's why y'all do good shows, because you know what artists need. You know, DJs got to get paid. People got to be front door, you know, venues, all that got to be paid. And then as an artist, you would know this is how I want my show to sound, to be. And then depending on headliner, you know who to bring down, who not to bring down, which artists to select. 'Cause I know y'all very particular with who you select. Like you said, you know how to put on a good show. As an artist, how is it being behind scenes, seeing that and knowing that, you know what, this is what artists need, this is what artists don't need? Because a lot of artists, like you said, they just show up to a show and like, man, this sucks. Right. This ain't it. They're not behind the scenes. So how is it being both sides, in front and behind?
I like it because, like, we don't really have to question too much of what we're doing, and we're all on the same page. So, like, we're not really, like, when it comes to the selecting, we do a lot of research just as far as, like, what we want to do next, who we want to work with, who's affiliated with who. People, like, a lot of times the booking, it'll be people I have songs with already that I'm bringing in.
That makes sense, though.
So it's like, whether we're mentioning at the show, performing it or not, or we're just building that relationship, it's just like everything's like so thought out. And then other times it's just people that we like, and we're like, man, we ask a couple people, we'll do a little in the field research, and then we'll be like, no, this is a good move. And sometimes there's people we know from other cities who do similar things, who are trying to get their artists a push. And then they'll reach out to us and be like, hey, I know y'all are doing this and that. And then we'll be like, cool, we'll facilitate something for this later when we need something. We need something, it works back. And that also helps with putting together like stuff out of town.
Exactly. Come full circle. I do want to say I appreciate you not bringing Bone the Mac for the 11th, 50th, 10,000th time, because I'm tired of seeing the same old people. I'm happy that you bringing fresh people, new people, people that we probably heard one song and didn't know that was them, or people that we haven't heard that we like to hear, like Sunny the Rapper. I didn't know who she was until y'all brought her down. I like her. Another one, Crystal Poppins. I didn't know who she was until y'all brought her down. So I like that song, Hello. That's my song. But so I love it. New people, fresh people.
The only time we ever really or do a repeat if it's somebody that like we really connected with, like Westside Boogie, like really connected with. And
but he's not like like those one-hit wonders or the people that 50 billion times. Like he ain't been here 50 billion times yet. So no, he's decent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. We ain't got to name no names, but you know what I mean.
You won't see anything repetitive that's like again. Nah, and if so, it would be because like everybody all was begging for it or something. It's like that with even the artists that I work with, like just with features and stuff. There's so many that I'm supposed to work with. They're like, oh yeah, we still gotta get this in, or that hit me up, and it's like, cool, I want to get through as many as I can from the ones that we said we were going to before I just keep doing over and over again because there's not enough time in the day anymore. And I feel it's the same with the shows. You have to switch it up. You have to, sometimes curators don't have the reach to get the new artists to perform, because not even booking, like
Yeah.
just locally, because sometimes life has it to where they can't go outside and recruit. They
Yeah.
can't do research. Like
That's when networking comes in.
heavy. And you know, I've been out for years. I would just go to events just to meet people.
Network and meet, yeah.
So whenever I see people that I know or like, I write the names down.
I also like that not only do y'all bring in new artists, fresh artists, I like that y'all do the same thing with the DJs, because I know a lot of people, promoters or DJs who felt like they have to do every single show or everything. I like the fact that y'all bring in new people, say, hey, I'm not the only DJ. There's DJ so-and-so here, DJ so-and-so from wherever back, you know, I like that too. So that's another form of networking. I love it.
Definitely. We want to incorporate like as many people as we can in ways we can. And it's hard because, you know, sometimes people deserve it just because they're working hard, or they deserve it because they're that good. And then other times you got to watch how much you select people, because you're going to get accused of favoritism.
True.
But really, if you really think about it,
it's talent.
Can I curse?
Yeah, you can curse.
You could really do what the fuck you want.
Tell them in the camera.
Like, you could really do what the fuck you want. But in the end, you know what I mean? when you care, you don't want people to think you don't value their opinion. But at the end of the day, like, you can only serve so many people when you're serving a community. But if people aren't there, you won't know how to serve them. And if nobody speaks up, you know, it's only so much you can do. But I like being able to incorporate people. All of us really are on the same page when it comes to that. And when we have other curators that do the same thing or have the same energy or come to our events and support us, we pull up to theirs. You know what I mean? And that's how the community stretches out, and it's not really sides as much when people are willing to go outside.
Now, during these shows, have you met any San Antonio artists that you did not know before that you like, you know what, I can see myself working with you someday doing a collab? Anyone that we should be looking out for?
All the time. Not really specifics that I just drop names, because I know I forget somebody, and somebody, you just told me we were.
Yeah, but you met a couple people.
Yeah,
okay.
a lot.
Some females, because, you know, I love to ask artists nowadays, especially the male artists, like, do you know any females here in the city? And they can only name like one or two sometimes. I'm like, there's so many great females.
Yeah, no, I know it.
When can we get an all-female show? One day, maybe.
We did one a while back. I think we did one at Hondros. I feel like we did, but that's cool.
Well, at Hondros y'all did, but I mean, like, now that y'all like evolved and doing more stuff, might be time to bring that back.
We could put a fire girl lineup. It could be a fire lineup.
Now,
mixed genre and everything.
Oh, that'd be so dope. Mm-hmm. With a little poetry. Just saying. But I think, hope I'm not wrong, you were one of the underground lists for U3?
I think so.
When we did the photo shoot at Epic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, I didn't want to mention it, and you did not get it, and that'd be so weird. You were like, no, I didn't make it, but you did, yeah. So it was you, Lola Woe, and some other people, so shout out to them. Yeah. Now,
I remember that.
Even though it's just local, I'm not XXL, but how did it feel to, I'm getting recognized for something, you know?
That's actually a good point, kind of we were talking about earlier, like, a lot of people don't do things like that. So whenever somebody gets like any kind of recognition, it makes people feel like they're seen. Yeah. Because no matter how big you are, how popular you are, whatever awards you do win, you're still gonna feel like it's not enough because nobody's where they want to be. So it's like, some people need the words of affirmation. Some people just need the highlight, and some people don't know that they need it. And when they get it, it's like, for real?
Me?
And it makes you like, okay, so I keep doing what I'm doing. It gives people extra drive.
And what I really like about it is that, because a lot of people do not know, they just assume it's me picking the people by myself, which I can't, because I'll be listening to 50,000 songs. I ain't got time. Mm-hmm. But the people who do pick the list, a lot of them are not from San Antonio. They don't know these people, so they don't know who you are. All they get is just a name, a picture, and 2 songs from YouTube. And then we have a criteria, and they vote and they pick. Oh, cool. So the fact that people get picked and they don't even know, like sometimes some of the people on the judging panel might have heard like your song once or twice listening to you 3, but they don't like personally know you. So it's not like, oh yeah, I like DiversiD, I'm gonna pick him because he's my homeboy from, they just picking people based out of a criteria. And I'm like, that's dope when I see some of the people that get picked, especially when some of the people that do get picked are like Christian artists. And I'm like, dang, cool. It's so nice. So when they have that newer sound, because a lot of the people on the judges panel, they love that old school boom bap. So when someone new comes around with a new sound, they pick them. I'm like, really? You like them? I would never thought that you would gravitate. Right. So it just lets me know what people like, and cool. I like that. And then people get a chance to see who you are, and they get to know a little bit about you with your bio, what you like, what you don't like. Because they just see artists performing. They just see DiversiD. They don't really know who DiversiD is. Right. They know you make music. What else? Are you from here? Are you not from here? How'd you get started? You know, so it's just a little insight. I like that.
How often are you going to be doing those?
So I'm trying to bring that back because I took a break. COVID, I took a break with a lot of stuff in COVID. I only did the interviews because a lot of people was like, keep doing the interviews. So I took a lot of breaks. So I'm trying to bring that back. And then with bringing that back, I'm going to do ciphers as well with that. And then to let people.
The last one you did was tight.
So I'm trying to do that again. I'm trying to do different ones because I did that one, and then I want to do an R&B one. I want to do like a country, a pop, all genres like we was talking about earlier. So I'm slowly trying to bring that back. But you know, when I'm finally slowly getting a team. You know, so
whenever you did do those, did you get a lot of people like hating or mad that they didn't get picked? Or
I did. So when I did it with Kai, me and Kai sat and we chose the artists together because I had my list of people. You know, I wanted so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so. And he was like, well, so-and-so just did a cypher because Jump had just dropped. So he was like, well, so-and-so just did a cypher already. You kind of want to choose somebody new. I was like, okay, I get it. And then I wanted some females because I know a lot of ciphers are always just male-centered. I'm like, we need some females. We have females that are talented. Showed it. So we sat down, we came up with a list, we compromised, and that's who we came up with the people. Then as I'm thinking, I'm like, I want to, watching BET, I want to do an R&B one. You know, different genres. There's more than just rap. I want to do a Christian one. There's some Christian rappers I know that are talented. So I definitely want to do that as well. Bring it back, do different ones. And because I see y'all working, and I'm like, there's some stuff I can do too. So, definitely. You know, you guys motivate a lot of people to do what they do. You probably don't know it, but y'all do.
That's what's up.
Exactly. And then plus y'all do the interviews. Not too many people do interviews at shows.
True.
Bringing that back is kind of dope. Yeah. Even if it's just 5 seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, that counts. You know, people like that.
Yeah, people don't get a lot of extra voice like you're saying.
They don't.
Stage, that's it.
Yeah, that's one of the things I wanted. That's why when I did the relaunch of U3, that's one of the things I wanted to do too, bringing you guys out another podcast, let people know I'm not the only one doing this. Yeah. We have Loud Society, we have Urban Suite, and everyone else that came out. Just let people know there's other platforms because they might not know. They might just know Loud Society and might not know me. They might know me and might not know you. They might not know Cheryl Meadow and Mickey Sweet. So I'm trying to let people know, hey, there's other platforms to get your music out there. You know, they do performances because they always like, put me on the show. I'm like, I don't throw shows anymore, but I know people who do. Exactly. So you gotta.
I think why do you think? I know you're interviewing me.
Look,
why do you think that people why do people not like going outside of what they're used to?
I want to say it's the fear of the answer no.
And like the circles,
it's the fear.
Like they think they'll go to another.
They might like it.
Right, like another venue or another curator's event. Or
I feel like one is the fear and two is the chatter. Because let's say I see you throwing a show. I don't know who you are. But let's say little so-and-so comes up to me and say, nah, I heard DiversiD ain't the best. He's this and this and this. Or Loud Society ain't this and this and this. You shouldn't mess with them. And you thinking it's true. It's like, oh, yeah, my homeboy said I shouldn't mess with you. I'm not going to mess with you. Right. But then when you find out for yourself, it's like, dang, you're not really like that. Yeah. I feel like that's a lot because, you know, people always posting on internet chatter. That has a lot to do with it. I don't want to say too much to the streets, but that does play a little part, and then that they're not the center of attention. Everybody in them, I want to be a headliner. Yeah. You don't always have to be a headliner. Like
that's true. 'Cause you got to start over.
you gotta start somewhere.
Like if you go to a new place and you're here in this field, when you go over here, you're just another artist.
And then if you're not putting out consistent music too, people can't mess with you if you not constantly putting out new songs, but you're gonna still perform your same song from like 10 years ago. Like you gotta. I'm not saying you can't. You can, because you know sometimes we love the classics. Like
Right.
Yoda, we always tell Yoda to perform like Bread from back in the day, but
Yeah.
he's still consistently putting new stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to consistently push your music, push
Get in
yourself
people's
out
face.
there, get in people's faces, network. Like you said, you went to shows to network, even if you're not performing. I used to do that too.
It makes a big
Networking.
difference. It gets you used to talking to people who maybe when you don't feel like talking, like, oh, I probably want to meet this person because this person was that good. This person stood
Yeah.
out. This person said this on stage. Like whenever I would go to Austin, I did like a full year where I did only shows in Austin, and I just went like from a fresh start, like a new artist. Like,
Yeah.
I would go when I was on stage, I obviously would stand out season, you know what I mean? But like I would be like, yeah, if you guys want to come to San Antonio, hit me up.
Yeah.
I do events similar. And a lot of times people, they won't come and say anything. And it's like, all right. So then eventually I just would later see who really was and kind of connect. But like, it's kind of like that in a lot of different ways. Just people wanting to stay in there like,
Zone, they're lame, they're shy, they want to be in their little bubble.
mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's the fear of no. You hit up someone, can I perform? And you say no, it's like, dang. It's kind of like their confidence is like.
Right. And it's like, you kind of got to build for it. Like if you expect a no, then it's not going to hurt if you get one, you know?
But I also feel like it's the way people approach people as well. I can't, which I kind of dislike, because I get that too sometimes back when I was working on shows and stuff. They see the flyer, full lineup, 2 days before the show, put me on.
Put me on the show.
I'm like, it's full. You clearly see.
Right.
Now, if you say, hey, I see you doing a show tonight, but if you have any future shows, let me know. That's different. But not put me on tonight, sir.
Or hey, if someone doesn't show up, if I come there with my music, is it cool? And then when you say, actually, yeah, bring your music just in case, and then they don't show up. And then like
or they don't have their music ready. It's a lot of business behind that.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
There's so many ways. Like you could literally pull up to like a major concert, maybe not major, but like
something happening in the city, yeah, and
just something, and just walk and say, look, and
or just pass out your business cards if you have any flyers, or just connect with people, tap your phone to each other, get the connection, something.
You'll get in. It's that.
And then
easy.
you don't even have to perform. Sometimes pass your music to the DJ. They might play it during their set, like.
That's it. Find out who the DJ is.
And
Hey, is it cool if I talk to him?
Sometimes I used to do that, like, even though I never really promoted my one song I dropped like that, because I just did it just to do it. But when I did promote it once in a while, sometimes if I see a flyer and say, oh, DJ so-and-so's performing, I'll inbox them. Hey, you ain't got to play it if you don't have to, but if you just happen to mix it in your playlist, here's my song, boom. That's all you have to do.
Very few people do that.
Oh, no. And then another thing I find out, a lot of artists do not want to do clean versions of their song. They feel like it's like they lose their street cred. They're like,
Crazy.
I'm like, even Snoop Dogg got a clean version of his music, and he's street. Like, come on, you can't get more street than Snoop.
I mean, but what do you want? Like, what is your goal? You know what I mean? Like, what do you?
Because if you're trying to get on FM, you gotta have clean.
Yeah.
Come on.
And it's like, well, maybe not on the radio, like you
Commercial
get on a movie
space, all that movie space. Come on, you can't. At least a clean version, but they don't think like that.
Nah, it's just you gotta know the direction you're going. And what I think is a lot of people that make music are still waiting before it was waiting to get discovered, to get signed. Now it's like waiting to go viral. But like, how are you gonna go viral if
you don't push your music?
Right.
If you don't post anything, just gonna sit there, and one day they're gonna find you.
And even if so, then what? What are you gonna follow up with? Like, it's a lot, and you can tell a lot of people don't think that far.
Yeah.
So for me, I always tell people, like, stop looking at others and trying to compare to them. Just capture who's even listening or paying attention to you. And then even if you only have 10 people that like really listen, make sure they listen enough to want to come to a show.
Yeah.
A lot of people can't bring more than 5 people. A lot of those people want to get paid to perform.
True.
A lot of those people don't realize, where's that money going to come from? And then it'll be like, because it's the art. Well, there's a lot of people making art who would even want to pay to come do it.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I'm going to pay you to be the art where somebody else would want to pay to be here and bring people.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? It's not even all about money. It's just like, make it make sense. And if you're doing this because you want to live off of it, eventually money's got to make sense.
Yeah.
It's a business too, and people don't see that. So it's crazy. So don't compare yourself to people. Just find your lane.
And do what you do.
Expand.
Are we ever going to get a booty shaking club song from you?
I just dropped one with Sonny.
Tell people about it.
It's called Got Back.
Okay.
It's called Got Back. I'm going to have to let you
Was that out of your comfort zone a little bit?
Mm-hmm. I don't have a comfort zone. That's the thing. I could do it. I could pretty much do whatever. But we shot a music video. We shot it in Houston. It was shot by D Green.
Mm-hmm.
D Green is the one that shoots all of Mexican OT's videos.
Nice.
He's out of Corpus. Cool guy. We shot it in Houston, and then we shot another scene at Sacred Fantasy Spot.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was definitely club vibe.
Now, what about a slow jam for the ladies?
I have
coming soon.
Ask
one
me
day.
again in a week.
Oh.
I got everything.
Now,
a little bit of everything.
I love asking this question to all my male guests. Some females probably see you and be like, he's cute, he's sexy, he's fine. I probably asked you this during the COVID time. Are you single taking or working on yourself?
I'm working on myself.
Okay. Are you open if someone slid into the DMs? Are you open for it? I'm not saying they should, but if someone was.
I mean, I'm open for communication.
Okay. You hear that, ladies? He's open for communication.
Got my attention. Somebody got my attention right now, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see how things go.
Okay. Is it someone in the music industry? Because those never work out. I'm just saying. Okay. They never work out.
They never work out?
Not really, no.
Yeah.
I know from experience they don't really work out.
Yeah,
not the best.
I don't think it's a tough balance.
It is.
In general, you know.
I agree.
Things get busy and
you need someone that understands it and supports it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of confidence and a lot of communication.
Yeah.
You need it. You need it because there's going to be times where the average person, if they're in a position or in a room with the people or type of people that you're in, would probably easily fold, you know what I mean? But when you're used to certain stuff or certain environments, it's just like, nah, I'm here for this. This is what I'm doing. I've always been able to keep business separate from a lot of, you're not going to hear no stories of me fucking around with a bunch of like artists.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I pride myself in that too.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So where, you know, sometimes that's the first thing that people go for. It's like, I'm here to work, you know?
I agree.
Somebody asked me a couple weeks ago, they were like, hey, you know, you're probably one of the only artists that didn't try to hit on me. I was like, yeah, we do business.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not gonna, you know what I mean? So to me, it's black and white, but you just gotta have discipline and know what you're really about.
I know you and Kai had that song, Celebrate, which was sad.
Shout out to Kai.
Which was sad because you proposed and she said no.
Oh, yeah.
And then y'all just went on and celebrated. I'm like, that was I would have been pissed if that was real life. If someone proposed to me or I propose to someone and they say no and y'all automatically going, oh, let's get the party going. Fuck that. I just got rejected.
On the table.
But are we gonna get like a little island vibe from you too? That'd be kind of nice because you know that was more like pop, R&B, hip hop. But I want some like I want to see what your little islands like. Like I'm DiversiD from the 210.
Shout out to Kai the guy. Yeah, I might have. I was with him today. We shot like 4 or 5 videos.
Okay.
This morning. Mm-hmm.
I just want to throw that island vibes out there. That'd be kind of nice. Get you out there. See both y'all on the stage winding your hips. No.
We were just talking about doing something else, so.
Never know. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I always tell them, man, you got to dance more on stage. You have dancing music. You got to be like, if you start dancing, the girl's going to be like, oh.
Or get a girl to come up and dance.
I try to tell them that all the time, but one of those comfort zone shyness, like what if the girl say no? It's like, they're going to hear your voice and say yes. Okay. That's all you have to say.
Grab them by the hand.
Just grab them. They're going to automatically come. They're going to come.
Yeah.
But
definitely.
I've seen your growth, like I said, all the way from Limelight up to now. You've done a lot. You dropped a lot of music, a lot of project. The merch, of course, I mentioned it. I have the Last Hiatus, the black and white. I have the red All About Growth shirt. I have that one. I think I don't know if I bought a hat or a hoodie, one of the two. But I try to support when I can. So shout out to the merch, man. Any new merch coming soon? Oh, she did. I saw that AR dropped some new merch. I saw that. The beanies.
We just got the beanies. I haven't even got to see the new ones yet.
So what's the logo on the beanies? What does that mean?
That's an hourglass.
For people who don't know.
That's my logo. So pretty much what it means is it means a lot. Like kind of like DiversiD, period. It's more than just that's a rap name. You know what I mean? Like for me, like my biggest enemy is time.
Ooh.
I don't have enough time
to do what I need to do.
Right. And whenever I feel like I'm focusing on something, I get really intricate. I'm really hands-on. And then I'll care for it. And then I'll look and I'll notice I wasted too much time
on it. Yeah.
But it's never a waste because anything I spend time on, that's value to me. So for me, money is cool, but like time is the most valuable thing for anybody, even if they don't know it yet. So time and the use of it is so important. So it's a reminder to know, like, use time wisely. It's a reminder to know, hey, if you're slacking on it, like, there's always time to make it up.
Yeah.
And it's a cool little logo too, you know what I mean? So it's for everybody. It's not just for me. I was gonna say just
in time for the cold season, but then Texas want to be different and kind of warm up
quick,
but you never know with Texas.
So we got to sell them out quick. So get a beanie.
Exactly. You never know with Texas. Hot, cold, hot. You just
shout out to Small Guy too. This is his merch somewhere.
Oh yeah, shout out to Small Guy. He does photography and video, right?
He does that also. Yeah,
exactly.
Photography, video, curation, poetry.
Shout it out. Let people know.
He's got the brand. He's got shirts. I was wearing a shirt earlier in the videos that we're shooting with Kai. Yeah, the whole team is really talented. All Allowed City Society is. So shout out to All Allowed City Society.
Before we get into all your social medias and all that, if someone, let's say I'm an artist, and I want to be a part of what you're doing, want to show, what's the best way for someone to approach you in your inbox? Because I know I can't.
It was, and I started posting saying like, "Hey, like hit me up for opportunities," and I put an ad on it, just so I was like, "Man, there's some really good opportunities. I want to reach more people," and man, I guess it's a good thing because it reached a lot of people, but like it was too much, so I would literally have over 100 messages.
Yeah,
and sometimes it'd be from people out of town, sometimes it wouldn't. So it's cool. And I think reaching out, period, I would reach out to Loud City page more than me directly.
You heard that? Loud City Society.
Reach out to that page just because I'm going to miss them. And sometimes if it's urgent, I'll be seeing them hoes to like 2, 3, 4 days later.
But what should you think they should say? Because I know me doing the podcast, DJing, when I did do shows, I didn't like when people just be like, hey, you know who I am? Put me on. Instead of saying, hey, I'm so-and-so, I'm from here, or I'm from Dallas. I see you doing shows. If you have any opportunities, let me know. Here's some of my music link.
Honestly, that's really it. Like,
because when people just
be
put
polite,
me on,
like it's like wanting a job and walking in the front, and be like, hey, hire me. I need a job.
I know.
No.
I got it. I'm the next big thing coming. What's your name? You should know me.
Right.
You know who I am.
Like, if you're coming to me because you want to be on my platform,
exactly,
that means you have a need. I have the value. Well, cool. Let's make it work. But like, ask. Don't just be like,
demand,
hey, put me on.
Oh, I really hated that back when I first started U3 and I used to ask people for their bios. The bio used to be 3 lines. You know who it is. Next big thing. Put me on or check me out.
Right.
I'm like, so what's your name? Where you from? A 3-line bio. And I'm like, no one knows who you are. Like, sir.
It's levels. It's always levels.
I feel like it's lack of knowledge too. People don't know a lot of the music business. They don't know how to approach people. No one's giving them the game. A lot of OGs who's been doing it for a while don't like to mess with the young people because they don't listen, and young people feel like the OGs don't help out. They don't understand. It's a lot of disconnect.
I think that at the end of the day, you know how to be polite, and you can't demand something from somebody who wasn't needing you. Like you wasn't thinking about you. If we didn't hit you up, we're not looking.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like our community is so big, and I don't mean ours is just Loud City. Like San Antonio,
music
scene is so big. There's unlimited people. I literally could pull out a phone and name over 100, 200 artists from San Antonio. So it's like, well, when are you going to put me on? It's like, wow, you've been on 3 shows already this year. Think of how many other people want to be on shows, you know? Everybody can't. But the best way is to pull up to an event and introduce yourself to people.
Yeah.
Hey, here's my CD. Here's my
Instagram, Facebook,
something.
link up.
The card tap you said earlier.
Yeah,
like,
do something.
Something that stands out. Like even a firm handshake. Like people remember that.
Yeah. And I always say, don't be afraid to ask too, because I know sometimes people probably see my podcast and like, why didn't she ask me to be on? Sometimes you got to ask, because it's not like I'm doing it on purpose. Like you said, we get busy, we get a lot of messages, we don't see everything. Don't be afraid to say, hey, can I be your next guest? And I'll be like, I'll be down to say yeah.
Right.
Because like you said, there's so many artists to think of. You can't sit there and think of every single artist you want to interview. That'll take forever. Just hit me up and say, hey, let me be on your next talk. Okay, I got you.
And then like, just try to stand out. Like,
be different.
A lot of people that are artists just mimic other people that are doing it, and it's cool because that's their formula. But like, find a way to like add value
and put money into your music. Pay for your beats. Pay for your beats. Just throwing that out there. No more free YouTube beats. Please don't do that anymore. But what can people?
Oh wait! Also, shout out to Beat Matchmaker. Right, I'm an ambassador of Beat Matchmaker. I'm gonna tell you
what's
a little
that?
bit
Tell
about
us what that is.
It's a new technology, right? I'm gonna be posting about it a lot, right? Starting all this next month. And shout out to Killer Keys. He's the one that brought us on board. But basically, it's a new technology, right? It's a website you go on. And it's like Tinder with like, but with beats. So I never really fucked with Tinder, but
I know what you mean though.
But basically, with AI, so you can type in what kind of music that you want. You can upload your music to it of other songs that you made, or even songs that you like the vibe of.
And they create a beat. Just
a bunch of other producers are also on this site. So it's artists and producers. And basically, it's a whole data pool with a database that'll pull the music from different producers. So if I'm like, man, I want bright orchestra opera sounds, it'll send me like 15 different like beats but from actual producers.
Nice.
So it links me to the producer to where I can actually purchase from the producer.
Nice.
And it's something you can just sign up with. And I'm one of the Was that the first ambassador? I think it was the first artist ambassador for it.
Nice.
So we're about to start a heavy push on that too. So if you're still getting your beats off YouTube, that's cool. But a lot of times whenever you are doing them and you're leasing them, you're going to see other people with them possibly. And if you really believe in your stuff, or if you want to value your art and make it really unique, you want to find some beats that are just to you. Like me, I only do beats that we made from scratch unless somebody...
I agree. I can't do a lease beat. I have to do a custom beat.
Right.
I can't.
Unless they really, like, I had some fire ones. I got a couple that I was like, damn. But, like, in general...
My cypher beat was custom. I used a sample from my U3 intro.
For real?
The violins. And then I was like, make a beat. So shout out to Amari. He made a beat. And then the R&B beat's going to be the same. I want to sample my violins again and do an R&B beat. And then I'm done with my violins. But I was like, I want to be a part of U3. So I was like, let me just use my U3 intro beat and reform it to another beat so people can listen to him like, yeah, that's still U3.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. Like, to be able to... This art, you know what I mean? Like, how hard is it to think? We just came up with like 6 ideas, like just posted
before
right
the interview.
now.
We really did, low key.
Like people don't want to create because they're scared of failure.
Yeah.
Well, I've had a plenty of things where I created fully, and my idea, what I thought I was going to do, was a failure. So the way I look at it is, anything could fail, and most things probably will fail based on what you really want to get out of it, especially in the music.
But you won't know if you don't try.
So you might as well do it.
Do it.
Do it for your legacy. Do it for the vision, and the more that you believe in it, the more people believe in you. So I had to start over so many times. You know what I mean? Yeah. And a lot of those times, I'd look in the rooms of shows I was doing. And I noticed I'm the only one that brought girls to the show. I'm the one that brought the most people to the show. And I'm one of the performances that stood out. Not even like I'm comparing, it's just that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it still wasn't enough for people to book me. So then it's like, what is it? I'm gonna start throwing my own events.
Make my own opportunities.
I didn't want to be a curator. That wasn't a dream. I didn't want to do that.
But it happened, and look at you now.
And I'm able to connect people more than I ever have. So with people like you, people at like Urban Suite, people like All Aloud City, shout out to the whole team. We're connecting with people who want to connect. So if you do want to expand and you're tired of performing for the same people or the same crowd, well, try to move around and introduce yourself, because we out here trying to expand.
Give us your social media links where people can find you, Loud Society, your team, and then also what's coming up next. I know you have something in March. Something with panels and stuff.
Yeah. So Loud by SA, definitely. That's one. People look. When does this come out? When is this dropping?
Next Tuesday.
Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So on March 5th, Loud by SA is going to be at Cold Start. It's going to be an event where it's free to get in. It's smoke friendly. We're going to have the lineup is already been posted.
Yeah.
Right? The acts are crazy. Some from in town, out of town. There's a panel where people are going to be speaking on the panel. We have people coming from out of town for that too. The beat matchmaker thing that I was talking about, he's going to come and explain that too. The way that it's set up and how it's designed is probably going to be our biggest event that we've thrown. And it's to prep artists to get ready to know how to network for South by Southwest.
Yeah.
But also, if you can't make it out there to Austin, to get an opportunity or a taste of it here from the resources that we have, at least right now. But during South by Southwest, we're going to be out there doing stuff too with a lot of our Austin people and Waco people. So that's March 5th at Cold Start. Definitely, if you want to be on more events, if you want to meet more people, you want to be on more shows, come out.
Yeah.
Shout out to the whole team, Loud City Society. There is technically 8 of us. There's Mookie, AR, Kevin McGee, Smile Guy, me, E Nasty, Sonia.
No, Sonia.
And I said Mookie?
Yes.
Crystal. And Crystal.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's All Aloud City Society. My name's DiversiD. If you didn't know somehow you made it this far, the way you spell it, it's the same thing. DiversiD Music on everywhere you search. And then except for whenever you're looking on all streaming, it's just DiversiD.
Okay.
Other stuff coming up, for real.
For
I got a project, and I haven't said it to anybody, but I'll say it right now because it's happening. It's called Careless Cycle.
Okay.
Careless Cycle, end of March. There's a huge event that I'm putting together, and it's going to be intimate and huge at the same time. The people that I already have that are involved in it, it's going to be a night that if you've ever came to a show, this is the one to come to. I don't care if I never perform again, and that's the last performance. That's how just don't want to come.
Okay. Release date, or you keeping that?
Not yet.
Not yet.
March, though. March.
Oh.
March for sure.
So it's soon?
A couple weeks.
So it's soon. Mm-hmm. At least we know that.
And I got something before that popping out, too.
Okay, I like that. Mm-hmm. Make sure you go ahead, follow DiversiD, Loud City Society, and all the people he named. I'm your girl, DJ Baby Blue Diamond. You already know DiversiD. We out. Peace.